Welcome back to the Sharing English podcast, where we explore stories from the English-speaking world, spoken slowly and clearly for curious English learners like you. Let's get started. Hi, I'm your host, Freya, and today we're exploring one of the biggest American holidays of the year, the 4th of July. Why do Americans celebrate this day? What do people do? And how is it celebrated by Americans and friends around the world? Let's take a closer look. What is the 4th of July? The 4th of July is also called Independence Day in the United States. It's a national holiday that celebrates the day when the U.S. became an independent country, free from British rule. But there's more to it than that. The date, July 4th, 1776, is when the Declaration of Independence was officially signed and adopted, though people didn't actually hear the news for a few more days until it was printed in newspapers on July 8th. This document said that the American colonies were no longer part of Great Britain. Instead, they were now their own nation, the United States of America. Of course, independence didn't happen overnight. There was already a war happening between the colonies and the British Army, but July 4th became the symbol of a new beginning. And today, it's the most famous national holiday in the U.S. Let's go a little further back in history. Before 1776, there were 13 colonies in North America. These colonies were under the control of the British King, George III. Many colonists, or the people living in these colonies, were unhappy. They had to pay high taxes to Britain on popular products, like tea and paper goods. But they didn't have a voice in the government. This led to the famous saying, "No taxation without representation." In 1775, the War for Independence began. A year later, in 1776, leaders from the 13 colonies met in Philadelphia. They wrote and agreed on a new document, the Declaration of Independence, written mostly by Thomas Jefferson. It said that all people have the right to be free, and that the colonies would now be a free country. So that's why Americans celebrate this day each year. Today, the 4th of July, is a time for friends, family, and celebration. Here are some common ways people celebrate in the U.S. With fireworks. Almost every city or town has a fireworks show at night. It's our biggest fireworks show of the year. We celebrate with barbecues and cookouts. Many families grill food outside, like hamburgers, hot dogs, and corn on the cob. We also celebrate with parades. Some towns have morning parades with marching bands, local organizations, emergency vehicles on display, veterans honored, and lots of American flags. Some also celebrate with music and outdoor concerts. You will often hear patriotic songs like The Star-Spangled Banner or America the Beautiful, along with some more modern patriotic songs. In the evening, we also celebrate with sparklers and small fireworks at home, though it depends on the state how big of fireworks are allowed. And many people also celebrate with picnics and time in nature, whether at the park, the beach, or a lake. You'll of course see many people wearing red, white, and blue, the colors of the American flag. The 4th of July isn't just celebrated in America. there are celebrations around the world, especially where large groups of Americans live. For example, here in Denmark, where I live, there's a big celebration in a place called Rebiel. Rebiel National Park hosts an annual event on July 4th. It's been happening for over 100 years and is believed to be one of the largest, if not the largest, 4th of July celebrations outside of the US. This celebration was started by Danish immigrants to America who would come back to Denmark in the summer. Today, the festival continues to celebrate and honor the friendship between the two countries. Americans and Danes come together to listen to music, eat food, and celebrate U.S. independence. There are speeches in both English and Danish. And of course, there are fireworks. There are also 4th of July events in places like Sydney, Australia, London, Berlin, and Tokyo. These are often organized by U.S. embassies, American clubs, or international schools. Even if you're far from the U.S., it's possible to find a little piece of American celebration. Today, for many Americans, the 4th of July is about more than just fireworks or food. It's a time to think about the values in the Declaration of Independence: freedom, equality, democracy. Of course, the U.S. is still working to live up to those ideas. But the holiday is a chance to reflect on the country's history and its future. And for some, it's also a moment to think about what independence and freedom mean in their own lives. One last note. There's something special about the 4th of July. It feels like summer. It's warm, kids are out of school, people eat ice cream, drink lemonade, and spend the day outside. In many ways, it's not just a celebration of history. It's a celebration of American summer life. And it's a celebration I'm really looking forward to sharing with my Danish-American family very soon. I can't wait. But I'm curious. Have you ever attended a 4th of July celebration? And what is your country's National Day like? Let me know. Thank you for listening to the Sharing English podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd love it if you'd subscribe, leave a rating or review, and share the podcast with a friend who's also learning English. You can find out more about me and the podcast at our website, www.sharing-english.com. New episodes of the Sharing English podcast are available weekly wherever you listen to podcasts. As always, let me know, what topics are you interested in hearing more about? Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep sharing English.